Hello, it's Kirit Pankhania. This is episode 12 of Mindblast Monday, and some tech issues, but I think we managed to sort these things out. So just let me know when you guys can see me, and we shall begin very, very quickly. I'm just going to share this into a couple of places and make life extra exciting, as they say. Here we go. Let's have a look and see if I can see. I can probably see myself. Yes. Oh my God, it's shocking. I see myself on my laptop as well. Can you just let me know if you can hear me? If you can hear me, then say you can hear me, and I shall catch up on the comments. If you can't hear me, what we're going to do? So yeah, Bobby, yes, brilliant. You can hear me. There you go. Got a bit of background feedback. Alim, good to see you, brother. I'll be seeing you on March the 10th. March the 10th. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. And hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. It's been a long week, but it's gone really, really quickly. You know, we are going to kick off. Today we're going to go landscape mode. Normally we go vertical. Today we're going this way. So anyhow, I shall begin in literally 10 seconds. My apologies, first of all, for being a little bit late. It was a pretty challenging time, but you know, you always got to look for the good. And that's kind of what we're going to talk about today. So have you got your pens, your paper, your box of tissues? It could be emotional, this one. And if you've got some cheesecake to give you some fuel, you know, have some cheesecake. So, good evening good night to places in India. We've got Australia, the Americas, Europe, loads of people coming on board. Yes, good to see you, Mami, Asma, Paramjit, Gurmit, the chief troublemaker, Natasha, all you guys, John, and yeah, so many wonderful people here. Elena, fantastic. Yasmin, thank you for being here. This Joby thing is a bit wobbly. We need to sort it out. But if you're ready, I'm ready. We'll begin. Today's episode 12. If you're a replay viewer, then, you know, just hashtag replay, as they say. If you're getting value, let me know. If you're not getting value, let me know. One of the things I always say is share this with the people that you care about. Share this with your business team. Share this with your colleagues, and frankly, anyone you care about. And if you aren't sharing it, that must mean you don't care about anybody. And remember, you only get what you give. So start giving love and start giving attention. And, you know, literally, you know, life changes when you start to take action. Does that make sense to you? Jody, thank you for being here. And Jody is one of our sort of chief note-taking experts. You know, by all means, whenever you get an aha moment, just jot it down in the comments. You know, share this because it's important, and it'll help you. You know, there's an amazing reaction that happens when you write things down. Creates a synaptic link between, you know, thoughts, processes, emotions, etc. So we shall begin. Right, and by the way, you know, when you do share with people, don't just say, click, here we go. I mean, click and share is really easy, but send them a personal message so that people know what they're going to receive. And I tell you one thing for free. The people who do share, I get to hear about it because they're sharing with people that perhaps I wouldn't have the opportunity to connect with. But they write to me and they tell me, you know, the amazing changes that they're experiencing. I mean, I'm an expert. I can tell you myself, I'm an expert. I'm an expert in rapid radical transformation. This stuff I'm sharing with you has changed the lives of millions of people. How many? Millions of people around the world. And I'm sharing some of the most shiniest golden nuggets with you guys because I'm on a mission. Effectively, I'm in the recruitment industry. I'm recruiting leaders who want to leave this world a far better place than we found it. Does that make sense to you? Yes? Good. So share with a message and say, look, this is something I found to be of tremendous value. I believe it will help you. And that's how you share, you know. For example, if you're going to a birthday party and you get a gift and you want to give it to somebody, it's nice to wrap it up. It makes it a bit more exciting, it makes it a bit more personal. And all of everything is about personal connections, about working together, about building a rapport. And this will help you. You can just click and share, that's great, but add a little message. It's very, very simple. And most of you who are sharing, you're getting great results. One of the easiest things to do is to write a message, click and share, because you just don't know who needs to hear this message. Also, and thank you, and for all of those who are sharing and you're getting feedback, I salute you. Also, something really, really important. There's homework. Every episode, as you know, has a homework element. I call it homework, self-work, because I'm a firm believer not in shelf help, but in self-help. It's really funky. I can see myself on the video here, and I'm thinking, whoa, what's going on? I'm looking cross-eyed because I've had a long, long day. Am I cross-eyed? No. Right, episode 11, last week. We talked about, I left some homework for you, didn't I? Did you do the homework? If you haven't done the homework, why not? I asked you, and see, I make notes as well. Here you are, notes here. I wanted you to find out what you truly wanted. So first of all, did you find out what you truly want? Did you? And did you find the process easy or challenging? Just put some, comments down, and I'll have a look, and then I do come back to people, as you know. So did you find the process of finding out what you truly want an easy process, or did you find it quite challenging? Secondly, I asked you, would you be prepared to do absolutely everything and anything to achieve those things? Would you be prepared to do absolutely anything and everything to achieve those things? Now, one of the things which has really, really been fascinating, I expected it, but I've had so much, feedback, it's sort of the messenger has been going mad, which is good, because I invite you to communicate with me, and if you don't communicate with me, then, what can I say? Yeah, crazy, What people can't seem to understand is I'm making myself available to you, to help you. If you actually wanted just 45 minutes of my time ordinarily, on a consulting basis, it would cost you around £5,000. That's right, about £5,000 for about 45 minutes of my time, generally speaking. I'm giving you at least 45 minutes every week, and I'm supporting you with responses to your homework and guiding you. So if you're not taking this stuff seriously, you need to ask yourself a serious question. If I ask yourself, write this down, am I taking things seriously? Am I taking things sincerely? You got that? Am I taking things seriously? And am I taking things sincerely? Because if you aren't, something's not right. Hey, Michelle. Big shout out to Michelle, Sean, fantastic people. And in fact, all of you being here, we're a family. We support each other. So ask yourself, am I taking things seriously? Am I taking things sincerely? Because I guarantee, if you were paying £5,000 for 45 minutes of my time, you would be taking things very seriously. And I'd be making sure you follow through. Yeah? And I would follow up on all that. And I do my best to support as many of you through this free live. But the reality is, and I value this, and make a note of this. See, actually, this is not free. Because I honor the fact that you are investing your time. You're investing your time. And that's priceless. So I take this opportunity, this privilege, this honor very seriously. But what I've often found, and I've coached, people from zero to hero, people almost bankrupt, companies that are going out of business. to 10x their performance, rapidly. And many people have become millionaires and many have become billionaires as a direct result of my coaching and the advice that I'm sharing with them. And a lot of that I'm sharing with you right now. I'm sharing this with you because I care. So pay attention. Or as I say, hashtag pay attention. Because if you won't take things seriously, how you do one thing is how you do everything. Write that down. How you do one thing is how you do everything. If you're not being sincere about your time, if you're not being serious about your time, I guarantee you there's other aspects of your life where you're not being sincere and serious. I don't mean serious as in depressed and worried and anxious. I mean, actually thinking, is this am I utilizing the time that I have in a way that is beneficial to me, beneficial to my family, to my friends, society, the world? Are you? Because success leaves clues. I mean, episode 1, like I've said to you, every episode standalone is extremely powerful. But together they form a foundation. It's fundamental to your rapid, radical transformation. But you have to do the work. If you don't do the work, something is not right. You're misaligned. Go back to episode 1. Is your focus fueling you, furthering you, or failing you? You got that? At this moment, I'm going to have a little mini break. Don't go away, because it's housekeeping time. Today, that's interesting. Tea, Indian tea. And by the way, Elise, your mum and dad, Kalista, you guys, your mum and dad, rock stars. Michelle and Sean, rock stars. You really are. Thank you for being here. And this is the sort of stuff that you should actually, believe it or not, you should be sharing it with your kids, the youth, and other people, because they're the future. See, most people had to go through a lot of pain to find out they needed to learn some lessons, and then has been through a lot more struggle and strife to learn the lessons. If we can save our children and the youth of today a lot of time, then we should. You got that? Does that make sense? Good. Right. So, when I asked you last week, would you do absolutely anything and everything to achieve that goal? What was the answer for you? What was the answer for you? Well, what was the answer for you? If you did the homework, you'll know. See, believe it or not, I already know. I know from the feedback I get from people who's doing the homework, who's actually serious about their life. Now, I'm not here to slap you or anything like that. Or anything naughty. That's after the 10 p.m. threshold. Okay, kids, you didn't hear that. But you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you've got to be serious and invested in your own life. The most precious thing you have, it's a 4-letter word, time. And it's your most valuable resource. It's your most powerful resource. And it's the one resource that is diminishing all the time. Money can come and go and come and go and come and all that business. Yeah? Cars, houses, even friendships. Love, believe it or not. But your time is your most valuable resource. And if you don't invest your time properly, you are setting yourself up for some serious regret later on. Now write that down properly. If I don't invest my time, I am setting myself up for some serious regret. If I don't invest my time, I am setting myself up for some serious regret. Who's setting you up? You are. The idea behind this is to get you guys to take starting responsibility. I'm not saying I have all the answers, But I ask lots of good questions, and I have a lot of answers. And together, we go out there and make the world a better place. Are you getting value, by the way? Are you getting value? Are there some aha points here? If there aren't, pay attention. Now, one of the things I want to cover today is, if you did the homework last week, what came up for you? What limitations and what blocks, what emotions came up for you when you asked yourself, am I prepared to do absolutely everything to achieve my goals? What came up for you? Yep. No, thank you guys for sharing. Really appreciate it. Share and follow up. Share and follow up. And people are sharing this training into their teams. Businesses are sharing this into their team meetings. They're making it part of their continuing education. Informal, but part of the continuing education. And these are businesses which are conventional businesses. Then we're talking about network marketing companies. They're sharing it with their teams. And you should, because it's good stuff. And if you haven't shared it yet, please do. And I'm here to serve. Like I've said, I've had so many people ask me already in the last 2 weeks since I said, look, I'll make myself available where possible to come and do a keynote for you, even globally. If I'm around and I can make it, I'll do it. Let's talk. Let's make it happen. So here we are. So what came up for you when you had to, first of all, decide what you truly want? And more importantly, after that, what emotions came up for you when you had to ask yourself, am I prepared to do absolutely everything? What came up for you? I mean, you don't have to tell me right away. You can inbox me and you tell me what came up for you. It's important. See, honor your emotions. They're giving you clues. Yeah, they are action signals. Your emotions are a powerful tool if you know how to utilize them. Yeah, I mean, some people run from panic crisis. Yeah, but that's after a while, the crisis is the panic, is the crisis. It's a vicious circle. So you got to understand. You got to understand how to utilize your emotions. And do you react or do you respond? Is there a learning that you need to be taking on board? Do you need to ask for help? Yeah, like I said, when you're driving your car and your petrol light comes up, your fuel light comes up, you don't go into mad panic. They call it a warning light. It's not really a warning light. It's your friend. It's your dashboard. It's saying, pay attention. You need fuel. And if you keep ignoring it, what happens? You run out of fuel and your car has to park up. Yeah? Same in life. So what emotions came up for you? Learn to recognize the emotions that are serving you. Some emotions are so deep that people are in the habit of just operating just from that emotion. They never stop and think, actually, me suffering anxiety day and night, is this actually helping me? Or what am I anxious about? Do I know anybody else? Or is it possible? Ask a better question, get a better answer. Is it possible that there is someone else on this dear planet who's suffered from this same sort of concern? And how did they get over it? Because if you ask a better question, you get a better answer. Now, moving swiftly on. I'll tell you what came for a lot of people, and it does tend to cover a lot of people. They talk about their, in terms of are they prepared to do absolutely anything to change? I'll tell you what comes up. They look at their present circumstances. It could be their health. It could be their financial circumstances. Confidence. Confidence is a big area that comes up for people. If they were more confident, they'd do something. Yeah. Time. They don't seem to have the time to change. They can't find the time. How they feel about themselves, their self-talk, their self-esteem, their self-respect, their self-love. All of these things come up. Sometimes it's one of them. Sometimes it's all of them. Sometimes it's varying amounts. So these are just some of the areas. Yes or yes? Yes? These things come up. Now, what I want to talk to you about today is, it's good. It's good these things come up. Because once you start to recognize these things, these elements, these emotions, you can do something about them. See, a lot of people, right? In fact, write this down. People think change is hard, and therefore they are fearful of change. People think change is hard, therefore they are fearful of change. Now write down, in front of the word people think, most. So most people think change is hard and therefore they are fearful of change. Then I always say, hashtag don't be most people. Because the reality is, and this is actually going to give you a lot of hope and some rocket fuel. In this society, if you're not a drug addict, an alcoholic of some description, or something along those lines, and you're getting by, you're a success. Believe it or not, with so much distraction and disease and negative stuff going on, if you are able to keep a roof over your head and keep going, you're a success. So pat yourself on the shoulder and say, I'm a success. See, people are fearful of change because they think it's hard. But if you've been going through some, let's call it challenging times for some time, you're already doing the hard stuff. Think about it. People are scared of change because they think it's hard. But if you're already surviving, that's what's really hard. Surviving is arduous, it's painful, it's stressful, it's anxious. So you're already doing the hard stuff. I don't mean, you're already doing the hard stuff. So you should look at yourself and think, bloody hell. I'm fearful of change because I think it's hard, but actually the stuff I'm doing is the hard stuff. Pat yourself on the back. Whoa, if I can survive and do that, what else can I do? What else can I do? Question mark. Ask yourself, what else can I do? Yeah. Because if you're in a relationship that is not serving you and is making you unhappy and sad and there's nothing good about it, sometimes there is a few good things, but there's nothing good about it. If you're in a job that you hate, if you're in a business that is draining you, wow, Kirit, thanks very much for being so positive. No, this is important. Well, and if you've been in that relationship, whether it's work or business or friends or whatever, and it's been draining you for all this time, 6 months, a year, 5 years, 20 years, and you've survived that, you're made of tough stuff. You are made of tough stuff. You're already, excuse my language, going through shit. Yeah? Only thing is, some people get so constipated with the shit that they get paralyzed in every sense. Too paralyzed to move. So if you're full of shit, Senna. Get some Senna. Get rid of that stuff. No, seriously. What's the shite that you need to get rid of? If you're going through tough times and you've been surviving it, you are made of strong stuff. So salute yourself, but then ask yourself, do I want to carry on along this path? And I appreciate that you may think, oh, changing is difficult. I tell you what is difficult. But write this down. If I do not give myself permission to change, if I do not give myself permission to change, I will be the one that regrets it. Because sometimes people are looking for permission. We will do so much for other people. Someone going through a bad relationship will say, you know what, leave him, or leave her, or leave both of them. Or you're in a tough job and you think, well, you know what, get a better job, you're better than that. We are great purveyors of wisdom to other people. But if your advice is that good for other people, why aren't you taking it yourself? Aha. Why aren't you doing it? Because oftentimes we want someone else to give us the shove, the push. And sometimes the shove comes like this. Your company goes down the pan and you're made redundant. Your company goes in liquidation. You get fired. But why wait for that stuff to happen? Give yourself permission to change. Say to yourself, I say to you, do your self-talk. Say to yourself, I give myself permission to live my best life now. Here's a better one. I now give myself permission to live my best life now. Got it? I now give myself permission to live my best life now. Give yourself that permission. Because who deserves it more than anyone else? Like I've said before, you above all deserve all the compassion and love in the world. Because you can't serve from an empty cup. If you're bereft of compassion and empathy and love, you can't love somebody else. You can't give them compassion. You've got to be the role model. You've got to be the stand-up person that makes the difference in your life. Start with your life. And then, here's some things you should do. So first of all, if you're going through tough times, you're already doing the hard stuff. So change actually is not that hard. You've survived the hard stuff and you're surviving it. You're a hero. But change, therefore, is not hard. Staying where you are over a period of time will show you how tough your life can be. And this is even if your business is doing really well. You've got to keep on innovating. You've got to keep moving. Don't be stagnant. You're either learning and growing or you're dying. And the former is preferable. You're either learning and growing or you're dying. The former is preferable. Just a quick shout out to all the people from India who are tuning in, and people around the world. Thank you for being here, including a great brother of mine, Sanjay Jagadia. We're going to talk about India. So I need to know some dates so we can go and do some major stuff, 1.4 billion people waiting for me. Let's go and do this together. So, remember this. Ask yourself this. If I don't change now, when? When am I going to change? When things get better. Well, if things have not got better in the last 6 months, the last year, the last 3 years, the last 5 years, the last 10 years, then your business plan for your life is pretty screwed up already. When someone will say, well, I didn't have a plan for my life. Well, no plan, no business of life. Yeah. The most important business you're in is the business of life. Yeah. It doesn't matter to me, whether you're running a multi-billion-pound corporation or you're running a sweet shop or whatever. You're in the business of life. You've got to learn how to professionalize your business. And so you've got to move from being a spectator in your own life and a passenger to a participant and the driver of your own life. Give yourself permission. You, above all, deserve it. Now, here's some top tips for you. Ready? Some top tips. Make a gentle shift. Yeah? Make a gentle shift. If you're in an employment or you're in a business that's not working out properly, or say, let's start with employment, for example. You might say, well, I can't just leave this job because I don't know if I find another job. Well, first of all, start looking while you're in that job. I'm not saying, burn the bridge. Start looking whilst you're in that job. You may say, well, I don't have any other experience. I'm only experienced in this. I don't have the time to learn a new trade or a new business or a new skill. Well, is there something within the employment structure you're in right now that you could be doing? Is there a senior or someone along the line whose job you could do with your eyes closed, but you haven't gone for it? Because your self-talk tells you, well, you know what, I'll be in an executive position, which means I get more shit. Look, fact of the matter is, you're going to get shit anyway where you are. You might as well get the executive position, do the job you can do with your eyes closed, and get more money for it. If you're getting more money for the same shit, guess what? At least you're getting more money. Learn a skill. YouTube's around. Learn a skill. Learn to do something differently. But this is one of the reasons why I love network marketing. It's something you can do part-time. No one's saying leave what you're doing right now. It's something you can do part-time, and you choose the hours. And guess what happens? You just don't go and do it by yourself. You have people who are going to support you. You have a team who are going to help you. They're going to provide the training. They're going to provide you with mentorship. They're going to provide you with guidance and motivation. And they're going to help you grow. So you go from this full-time chaos into this part-time learning. And as you grow your part-time business and you do it properly, things will change for you. The energy you surround yourself with is everything. Everything is energy, and all energy can be transformed. So if you're working in an environment where you're not happy, your own energy is pretty down. I guarantee you, if you're not happy at work and you come home, chances are you're not the most lovable person in the world when you get home. Because you've got that angst and all that stuff. All that shit. Take the stand, I tell you. You need to get rid of that stuff. Yeah, very, very few people can handle a really rough job and come home and be sweetness and light. Maybe they can, but in their quiet time, they realize, tomorrow morning I've got to go back to that job. And this doesn't just apply to just, people who are, sort of employees at their level 1. I know chief execs of multi-billion pound companies that hate going into work. They hate it. So do something about it. Do something about it. One of the decisions, in fact, one chap in particular, he was middle management. In fact, he was just below junior management. And he realized that he needed to do something. So he went for every promotion he could get in the business. And he kept going. So same kind of work, bit broader, bit more strategic, same company, etc., etc. And they got a chief exec. Now he's making serious money. He doesn't like the work, but he's making serious money. Yeah? So he's still shite, but he is getting paid for it. Go for that promotion. Go for that job. Change your circumstances little by little. And what happens is then you have a little bit more money. And in his case, he's got a lot more money now, but if you get a little bit more money, you'll feel better about yourself. You'll feel better about yourself. Then maybe you can go and learn a skill. Or as I say, network marketing. Join a business. Because the team support will help you. They'll mentor you. They'll guide you. They're going to encourage you. But this is the important thing. I keep using the word business. You've got to approach it as a business. If you don't know what you want, the chances of it just landing in your lap are slim and none. When you join a business, what's your why? Yeah, I'm sure there are many people who, and I get invited to do many talks, around the world and keynote speaking, and the reviews are great. And I say all the W's, tkcleadership.com/testimonials. There's a reason why people, want me to do their annual convention, be the keynote speaker, because I blow their minds and I send them off with some real inspiration and strategies that they can apply straight away. Not just point feeling great, and then have nothing to show for it. You've got to feel great, get rocket fuel and change your life and the lives of your family and your friends and the community. Bigger mission. Does that make sense to you? Does it make sense to you? If it's not making sense to you, pay attention. So commit to making a shift. Commit to making a shift. You may be thinking, this is going to be hard. I'll tell you for free, if you stay where you are, it's going to get harder. Decide what changes you're going to make. Decide. Give yourself permission to make those changes. Just 1 second. Check something. Wow, we're ahead of time. Amazing. Doesn't happen very often. Decide what changes you're prepared to make. 1 second. I know it's one cold, but it still tastes good because it's made with love. Love. I love the word love. It's the giggles are going to start. Love. So, Question for you, part of your homework. What changes are you prepared to make? What shifts are you prepared to make? What shifts are you prepared to make? By when? And who are you going to tell? So, what shifts are you prepared to make? Shifts. What shifts are you prepared to make? By when? And who are you going to tell? And by this I mean who you're going to tell. Who's your, do you have an accountability partner? If you haven't got an accountability partner, episode 2, I said to you, get an accountability partner. Go and get one now. Make sure your accountability partner is someone who is playing the game higher than you. Someone you respect. So what shifts are you prepared to make? It could be, for example, well, I'm going to sort my CV out. I'm going to sort my resume out. I'm going to go for that promotion. I'm going to go for not just level up 1, I'm going to go up 2, 3 levels. I'm going to go for it. Go for it. See, people are often fearful of rejection. What are you scared of? If you don't get it, you never had the job anyway, did you? What have you lost? But don't reject yourself. Most people take themselves out of the game. Yeah, either they're spectators and then they think, no, this is not for me. Good things don't happen for me. Well, if you look at your senior manager and the manager above them and they're all, excuse my language, shits and idiots and pointless, and you can do a better job, and you don't want to change careers right now, or whilst you're still there, it's a gentle shift, go for that position when it becomes available. Because you'll be surprised. When you stretch, you grow. Write this down. When you stretch, you grow. Because all growth is outside your comfort zone. Your comfort zone right now is making your life uncomfortable. Got it? Your comfort zone, in this case, my comfort zone, is making my life uncomfortable. Write that down. My comfort zone is making my life uncomfortable. All growth is outside of my comfort zone. Stretch. Don't just stretch a little, stretch as much as you can. Because I'll tell you what will happen. You'll get better. You'll apply for positions. You'll apply for interviews. And you'll surprise yourself. Because you'll start to move in a different way. Your energy will start to change. And your confidence will rise. And get yourself an accountability partner who's going to promote you and support you and guide you. Yeah? Got that? But you've got to put in the action. You could be, and we've all seen this, we've got Blockbuster, Woolworths, in the UK, House of Fraser, Debenhams, all these companies that have been going around for years, decades, I think Woolworths was a century old. And they're sat on their laurels. Oh, yes, look at me, I'm amazing, yes. And then they got run over because they failed to innovate. They failed to move. If you stay, you could be on the right road, but if you stand still long enough, you will get run over. Remember, you are not a tree. You can move. You are not a tree. You can move. Got that? And if you do this, life will change. In your network marketing business, so if it's your own other business, you've got to say to yourself, okay, what is my challenge? What is it that I actually want? I need to get more sales. I need to get more prospects. So how am I going to get them? Well, I need to be doing something different, because if I keep doing the same stuff and nothing's changing, yeah, because what's the definition of insanity? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting a different result. Yeah? If you keep doing the same thing and expecting a different result, you're insane. Got it? Yeah. So, you've got to say, well, I'm in sales. What do I need to do? What do I need to improve? How do I get more sales? Is my marketing approach wrong? Who can I ask? Believe it or not, you can even ask a competitor in a different company and say, listen, this is what I'm doing. I'm in the photocopier business. I'm in the donut business. You'd be surprised how many people, if you actually say to them, I'm going through a challenge right now, I'd like some help. Could I have 10 minutes of your time? Some will say no. Some will say yes. And they'll share a golden nugget with you that can help you. In network marketing, people are saying, oh, I joined a network marketing business, but the business didn't work for me. Ask yourself, did you go to work on the business? Did you? Yeah? I am sure most people did not wake up one morning and say, I want to sell potions and lotions and creams and this. No, they didn't. They said, I want to lead a better life where I have freedom of time with my family, time with my friends. I want to lead a better life so I have more time. Yeah? They didn't dream of waking up one morning when they were born, my God, you are going to be the potion seller of the world. No, they didn't do that. I'm sure they didn't. Right? What do we say to our children? You can do anything you want to. You can be everything you want to. What do we say to ourselves? Oh, life is hard. I can't handle this. I'm not qualified enough. I don't have the experience. Hey, are you not inconsistent somewhere? Your children will follow what you do. Yeah, if you're pretty negative about stuff, they'll become negative. But you never say to the kids, this is a classic one, and I've said it before. You never ever see, when the kids are learning to walk, because we all learn to walk, and they fall down 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, sometimes in the space of 10 minutes. And this goes on for sometimes days or weeks or months even. You never say to the kid after the 2nd day, son, daughter, give it up. You're not a walker. Do you? Do you? You don't, do you? What do you say to yourself? I can't do this. I don't have the experience. Oh, nobody loves me. My life is hard. Here's some truth for you. Ready for it? Truth bomb. Truth bomb for you. Life is hard if you don't change. And life will get harder if you refuse to change. You have to give yourself permission to change. You may be thinking, well, how do I do it? Well, that's the homework I've set yourself. What shifts can you make? Make gentle shifts. Make gentle shifts. Even in your own environment, go for that promotion. I mean it. Go for it. Think bigger. All of us can magnify and multiply and amplify our problems until we can't breathe. Why not your dreams? Why not a better life? When you join a network marketing business, or you sponsor, when you join or whether you recruit someone, there's a relationship. Invest in the relationship. Go to work. See, when I'm coaching people, I'm a hard taskmaster. Yeah? I'm a hard taskmaster. People say, Kirit, you've taken so many people from 0 to millionaire in 18 months or less. Incredible. You're running this organization, you're running this Inspired Public Speaking programs that, are life-changing, galactic class. I say, yes, because I have a take no prisoners approach. If I'm going to invest my time in you, you bloody well better shape up, because I'll make sure you will. And that's the crazy thing about it. I often care more about my clients than they do themselves in the beginning. But as they realize, hey, this guy's making sense, they start to make little shifts. See, a little shift today will end up with a big change in a few weeks, a few months' time. But you've got to give yourself permission, and you've got to follow through. And you've got to follow up. So when you're in network marketing, for example, you recruit someone, you support them. You don't just recruit them and abandon them. You support them, you guide them, you encourage them to go to the trainings. But this is a top tip for you. Only work with the people who are committed to working. Only work with the people who are committed to working. You won't know that straight away, because people often come there, they don't have the confidence, they don't have the self-belief, and you've got to nurture them like you nurture a child. You nurture them, you help them, and you help them. But then you'll find out eventually some people are ask-holes. Yeah, they'll ask and they'll ask and they'll ask and they'll ask, and then they'll do nothing. They're ask-holes. Other people, maybe they're slow starters, but the fire is there, the ambition is there, the drive is there, the why is there. and they'll go and do some stuff. And you'll be surprised. See, maybe that person has a dream that's only going to take them so far. But they'll know somebody who's on rocket fuel. And that's how it happens. It's a relationship building. You've got to care. And if you're the person who's joined the business, for God's sake, commit to it. It's business. You know, when you go to the cinema, you pay attention, don't you? You watch the movie. You go to the theater, you watch. You know, you're out dancing, you know, whatever. You enjoy, you get involved in the process. So when you join a business, you don't just show up and say, I've joined, nothing's working for me. Listen, top tip for you. If somebody in that business, right, somebody in that business has come from a similar background or worse and is making a good living from it, why not you? Why not you? For a lot of people, this is kind of painful to hear, but you need to hear it. Because when you understand what I'm getting at, when you understand what I'm getting at, the pain will go and only gain will remain. Does that make sense to you? So, let me check. Whew. Oh my God. That's almost 40 minutes, 50 minutes. Right. So, in closing, I'm going to say to you this. Homework. What shifts are you prepared to make? Number 2, when are you prepared to make the shifts? By what time? And give yourself I don't like the word deadline because it's a terrible deadline. No one likes deadlines. Give yourself an action time. And tell someone about it. Someone who's going to hold you accountable. And I appreciate that people have challenges. I understand that. But your life would only get better when you commit to making the change. Talk is cheap. Action is gold. Talk is cheap. Action is gold. I'm Kirit Pankhania. You know, if I can serve you in some way, hit me up. You know, I have a few people in Australia saying, come and do a keynote and we're going to pay you this. And I'm saying, great, but I can't come to Australia just yet. But thank you. I should schedule it. You never know. You never know. I'd love to come to Australia. You know, and yeah, it's on my list. Got to be done. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your time. I appreciate all of you. If I've been a bit harsh with you, I'm just warming up. I'm just warming up. I want you to be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself. You've already done the hard stuff. You've survived the hard stuff. Everything else is easy. Trust me on this. Everything else is easy. And if you need my help, reach out to me and I'll support you. Do something for me. Share this with 10 people. I have this 10x principle. Share this with 10 people with a personal message saying, this is gold. You need to look at this. And ask them to share with 10 people. Share with 10 people with a personal message and ask them to share with 10 people. And then follow up. What am I teaching you? I'm teaching you relationship building. Because if you build a good relationship, guess who wins? Everybody. And together, we can be the difference. That makes the difference. I'm Kirit Pankhania. God bless you. Thank you for being here. And I love you. From my heart to yours. Have a beautiful, 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 beautiful rest of the day, rest of the week. And I'll see you next week. Bye for now.